Alright, so today we're going to solve right triangles. So in this first problem that we're solving right triangle ABC. They give us the measure of angle A, which is 34.5 degrees, and they give us the measure of side C, which is 12.7. So let's look and see what we want to solve for first. Really, it doesn't matter. We can solve for side A, side B, or angle B first. It doesn't make any difference. But let's go ahead and solve for angle B first. Now, we know that all the angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. And we know, and we can see here that side C is the right angle. That's 90 degrees. So, since all of these angles add up to 180, and side C is 90 degrees, then we know angle A plus angle B equals 90 degrees. So, to find angle B, all we have to do is do 90 degrees minus the measure of angle A, which is 34.5 degrees. And that gives us a measure of 55.5 degrees. So there's angle B. Now, let's look at the sides. Let's solve for side A first. If we wanted to, we could solve for side B first. It doesn't matter. So for side A, we can see that side A is opposite angle A. So we're looking for the side opposite, and they're giving us the measure of the hypotenuse. So opposite over hypotenuse, that's the sine. So we know that the sine of 34.5 degrees is equal to the side opposite, which is A, over the hypotenuse, which is 12.7. So solving this equation for side A, we get A equals 12.7 times the sine of 34.5 degrees. So side A is equal to 7.19. So there's the measure of side A. Now, let's solve for side B. So we can see that side B is the side adjacent to angle A. So adjacent over the given side, the hypotenuse, is cosine. Adjacent over hypotenuse is cosine. So we know that the cosine of 34.5 degrees is equal to the side adjacent, which is B, over the hypotenuse, which is 12.7. So if we solve this equation here for B, we get B is equal to 12.7 times the cosine of 34.5 degrees. And then we punch this into our calculator, and we get B is 10.5. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you are punching this and this into your calculator, make sure that your calculator is in degree mode. Now, let's do another one. So here we want to solve another right triangle, ABC, and this time they give us the measure of side A and the measure of side C, and C is the hypotenuse. Angle C, that's our 90-degree angle. So the first thing we want to solve for, really it doesn't matter, we can solve for angle A, angle B, or side B first. But let's go ahead and solve for side B first. And to do this, we can use the Pythagorean Theorem. We know that C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So let's write that down. We get c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Now, since we're solving for side b, we want b by itself, so let's go ahead and solve this by subtracting a squared to both sides. So we get b squared is equal to c squared minus a squared. So let's plug in the numbers. So we get b squared is equal to 53.58 squared minus 29.43 squared. So we get b squared is equal to 2004.6915. So b is equal to the square root of this, which is 2004.6915. So b is equal to 44.77. And there's the measure of side b. Okay. Now let's look at solving angle A and angle B. And once again, it doesn't matter which one we solve for first, but we'll go ahead and solve for angle A first. So to solve for angle A, we're given the side opposite and we're given the hypotenuse. So opposite over hypotenuse is sine. So that tells us that the sine of A is equal to the side opposite, which is 29.43, over the hypotenuse, which is 53.58. So sine A is equal to, and then we'll put this into our calculator, 29.43 divided by 53.58. And we get 0.549272116. Now to get angle A is going to be the inverse sine of this number, 0.549272116. So angle A, and we'll punch this into our calculator, and once again, make sure that your calculator is in degree mode when you do the inverse sine of this number, and that's going to be 33.32 degrees. So there's the measure of angle A. Now to solve for angle B. Now we could solve for angle B in a similar way that we solve for angle A, but instead of using sine, we would have to use what? Cosine, because we have the adjacent side and the hypotenuse. See, side A is adjacent to angle B. So we could do it like this, but an easier way, since C is 90 degrees, and we know that angle A and angle B add up to 90, then that means angle B would have to be 90 degrees minus the measure of angle A, which is 33.32 degrees. And so that would give us an answer of 56.68 degrees. And so here's the measure of angle B. And that's all of this video. Thank you.